Hey guys, what's up? Today we have who are the real contenders in the NBA for the NBA championship. So yeah, this is BHB. I kind of forgot to introduce myself at the beginning there, but here we go. Honestly, this video is basically just who are the real contenders, and I'm going to be explaining reasons why each one is a contender, and reasons why one team is, I guess, in better spot for contention for the NBA championship than another. But yeah, let's just get right into it. I don't like to waste time, so here we go. I'm gonna say the Rockets do have a chance. Now, people might be like, no, you have two ball-hogging MVPs with a bunch of three-point shooters that can't play defense. Look, Max Kellerman says this often. The Rockets have a puncher's chance, and the reason how that works is in boxing, any guy that lives by, I don't know, a strong right hand or a strong left hand, one hit is all it takes to knock someone out in boxing. And here's how the puncher chance works in the NBA. All it takes is one night to get hot. Alright, now imagine the Rockets get hot for 2 straight games, and they get hot for another 2 games nearing the end of the series. You can win a 7-game series if your team catches fire 4 times. Now, is it gonna happen? Most likely not. Definitely not, in my opinion. But hey, my opinion doesn't really matter here. It's just what's gonna happen, and I feel like the Rockets do have a puncher's chance, and if they live by the 3 and actually live by the 3 for 4 straight games, I think they can take on any single team on this list. But here's the reasons why they're not going to win, in my opinion. They have no defense. I don't have to explain it. They really lack defensive players. You have Clint Capella, and that's basically it. What you have, PJ Tucker. He's getting a bit older in age, and I honestly, in my opinion, Clint Capella is the only defensive anchor that the team has. Now, here's the final reason. Harden and Westbrook have been known to be playoff failures. Harden, he's playing his ass off right now, putting up crazy numbers like 38 points per game or something. And Westbrook, in my opinion, he's actually getting a break during the regular season after doing so much for the past few years. But yeah, Harden and Westbrook, every time Westbrook's been ousted 3 straight times in the first round. Harden continually chokes. So yeah, that's why I don't believe in the Rockets. But I'm going to give them a puncher's chance, as I've stated before. Alright, at number 5, I'd have the Philadelphia 76ers. They are an elite defensive team, which is why I feel like they deserve a spot to win in the NBA Finals. Look, defense wins championships. We all know that. The saying's been around forever. And honestly, look, all their players, their starting 5 is lanky, long, and overall their team is 6th in defensive rating. But here's the reasons why I don't trust them. Ben Simmons hurts spacing. We all know he can't shoot threes. I don't know what's up with that. I might make a video on that, but simple as that. He can't make threes. He won't even take threes, actually. But what's up next? I have a lack of faith in Embiid and Simmons. Simmons had that 1-point game last year. Was it last year? All I know is that he had a 1-point game recently. And then Embiid last year against the Raptors, he had his little stomach virus over the course of like 7 games. So he would show up some games and then just completely zone out other games. In my opinion, I don't care what you have, you gotta come to play every single night. And that's why I just don't trust the 2-star players on that team. Of course, you have Tobias Harris, but come on, let's be honest here. All right, no offense to Tobias Harris, but you aren't that guy. Moving on, number 4, I do think that the Celtics do have a better chance of winning the NBA championship because they have a deep bench and elite defense. Brad Stevens is an amazing defensive coach, and he has led the Celtics to become 3rd in defensive rating this season. The only issue is that they lack interior defense, as Cantor is the only center they have, and he is an offensive specialist, post specialist in my opinion, but he's not the best at defense. Yeah, I think that a deep bench and elite defense can easily put the Celtics over the 76ers and the Rockets, but I just don't see him putting over the top 3 teams on this list, in my opinion. And at number 3, I have the Bucks. Here's why I think that they have a good chance at winning. So you surrounded Giannis Antetokounmpo with solid 3-point shooters. You basically surrounded an unstoppable force with amazing scorers from the outside. I'll give you some examples. You have Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, Wesley Matthews, Dante DiVincenzo, George Hill, Sterling Brown, and Kyle Korver. Alright, the only issue with this team, though, is Of course, there's Superman, Giannis Antetokounmpo. If Giannis Antetokounmpo has a bad game, or even just tweaks his ankle and he's not as athletic as he usually is, if he's being guarded by players like Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James, he's going to get shut down, okay? And as a result, the entire system is just going to go to crap. It's going to fall to chaos, because who else can create shots as good as Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Bucks? Nobody. Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, they're good players, but they aren't those guys. All right, they can't create. They're not the Greek freak. They're not demigods like Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that's why I'm actually kind of worried about their team. But if Giannis plays exceptionally well and the 3-point shooters surrounding him hit their threes, ladies and gentlemen, we might have a shocker in the NBA championships this year. But here we go. At number 2, I do have the Lakers. I know some people will be like, how are they not number 1 to win? I'll explain. So, of course, they're favorites in my opinion because they have LeBron, Anthony Davis, and they're surrounded by amazing 3-point shooters like Danny Green, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Rajon Rondo, who's actually hitting a lot of his threes this year, Jared Dudley, Troy Daniels, Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso, great 3-point shooters. And they're also an elite defensive team. You got Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, KCP, Danny Green. Those are 4 great players. Most of those guys are KCP and Danny Green are great 3-and-D guys, and Dwight and AD are just locking down the inside of the paint. But moving on to number 1, and I guess I'm going to be comparing these two teams more or less. You have the Clippers at number 1, in my opinion. You have Kawhi and Paul George, 2 great players that can create shots for themselves, ball handle, pass, defend, and it's an elite defensive team. You have Patrick Beverley, Montrezl Harrell, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, of course. I just say those last 2 guys, and then you have even more 3-point shooters. Lou Williams, Landry Shamet, Maurice Harkless, J. Michael Green, Patrick Barrison, and Alex Walton, I think. But yeah, in my opinion, the Clippers are a better defensive team. Their 3-point shooters, I think, kind of match the Lakers' 3-point shooters. But I do think that when it comes down to it, Kawhi Leonard and PG, their ability to hit the 3 and defend, for example, Kawhi Leonard, I feel definitely has the ability to lock down LeBron James, all right? And I feel like that's going to be really important. And also, Paul George, I feel like he definitely has an advantage over Anthony Davis. I don't think that Paul George is better than Anthony Davis, but the fact that Paul George can dribble better and can shoot the 3 much better than Anthony Davis, I feel like that's going to be a huge issue coming playoff time. And in my opinion, unless the Lakers somehow find a way to utilize Anthony Davis and use them, have a grit and grind style, I feel like Paul George might actually become more useful than Anthony Davis. Because imagine this: Kawhi Leonard gets tired, or Paul George gets cold. You can just switch him on to LeBron James, use Paul George as a defensive force, and then let Kawhi start cooking on the offensive end. But yeah, that is my those are all the teams I think are actually going to be able to make the NBA Finals, or win the NBA Finals. That is, if your team was left off, I'm sorry. I know there's teams like the Nuggets, second in the Western Conference as of Christmas right today actually, but let's be honest here, I don't think they're all that. All right, I don't think that they're gonna be that team. Of course, there's the Pacers who might actually get Victor Oladipo back in February. Then you have the Raptors, teams like that. But I'm sorry, I just don't see those guys actually making any moves, actually winning any games or winning any Western Conference Finals games. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed. So yeah, I said all the teams in order from least to first, and I just gave the reasons. So if you guys have any issues with what I said, leave a comment down below. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching, and goodbye.